a lot of ground to cover. We have so much ground to cover. I'm so excited. I have my little sister on here right now, Coach Max. She is the director of Forex Education and Training for Epic Trading International. We are a global company and we are freeing people through this skill set by trading Forex. And Coach Max here is over all of the education. She curates everything that we have in the back office. She vets all the educators. She gets on and she does education herself. She's very, very involved. I don't fully know how she does it all, but she's going to tell us because not only is she the director of Forex Education and Training, she leads an exceptionally large sales force. She travels. She has a young daughter who's in preschool age. And if anybody has ever raised children, you know, at that time, they need a lot of attention. They need a lot of time. They're learning. They're sucking up everything like a sponge, you know, and she is working and sitting at the table with the executives, making decisions with 4 alpha males. That's going to be fun to talk about too, because when you're the youngest and the only, it's a lot of fun stuff that can go on. So for those that have never heard your story, Coach Max, can you tell us about your background, you know, how you grew up and what brought you to Forex?
Yes, thank you. I mean, when you say it like that, Tracey, it's like, man, I do a lot.
Seriously, where is your cape, ma'am?
It sounds crazy. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you ain't got no bags under your eyes or nothing. You look well rested.
It's the concealer.
It's
the concealer. It's the foundation. Like, but yeah, I'll tell you guys a little bit about my story. I'm 28 years old. And I come from Brooklyn, New York. My parents both born and raised in Jamaica. So my family is from the Caribbean, and I come from a very strict household. My mom and dad pretty much was like, go to school, make something happen for yourself. That's not an option here. You know what I'm saying? And I did that, guys, and I ended up in a whole lot of student loan debt. Right? So I was over 6 figures in student loan debt. I actually had aspirations of becoming a doctor, and I would have got there if it wasn't for finances, right? So when it was time to go off the pre-med, it was just way too expensive. I just could not exhaust myself anymore financially when it came to financial aid. So I ended up choosing a different major. I was going to do a master's, but I was like, you know what, I'm not going to spend any more money. It just didn't make any more sense to me to spend $20,000 to $40,000 a year to make an extra $20,000, $40,000 a year. I'm just not going to do that, right? So after that, you guys, I kind of hit a roadblock in my life, and I got pregnant with my daughter. And I guess that's when my reality check hit me. Like, it was just like, okay, I have this life that I'm carrying. And ladies, you know, like, just being pregnant, it's like, okay, you start thinking about, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Where I'm getting pampers from? How am I going to feed this baby? How am I going to take care of her? Am I going to be the best role model for this child? And that's when I started diving into trying to find something to do, right? And I tried everything, you guys, everything. I was online, like, Googling how to get rich, how to be a millionaire,
okay,
how to make money online. Like, I was trying to find everything to do, and nothing was working. So I actually started in the Forex industry right around the time Lyric was like 3 months old. And ever since then, I just heard about it, and I was just like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna go all in. And since then, here I am today.
But who introduced it to you? How did you find out about it? Where did you go?
Okay, so I have a friend. She's not a part of Epic, but she is trading. And back then she called me. So Lyric's 3 months old. At this time, my parents, I live in Georgia, you guys, but I'm from New York. So I had moved from New York to Georgia at this time. And in Georgia, my friend's in New York, and she's like, hey girl, like, I need you to come back home and come to this meeting, a seminar about trading. And I'm like, trading? What are you talking about? Right? So I actually go. I called my mom. Yeah, I was so broke. It's so funny because I laugh about it now. I was so broke. I had to call my mom, y'all, to Western Union me the money to actually get home so I can go to the meeting. But I'm like on the phone, my mom like, hey, you haven't seen the baby yet. Do you want to see the baby? You know, like trying to butter her up so that I can come home. And she's like, of course I want to see the baby. Like, it's not a problem. You know, because at this time I had been asking my parents for so much help because I was just struggling so much. And I get there and I'm in a seminar actually on Wall Street in New York. And me and my friend are actually the only two Black women there. And that was intriguing to me. I'm like, okay, I kind of see that this is something that is not in our community. A lot of women are not doing this. It kind of gave me a different eye. It wasn't even about the trading. It was like the demographic of the room that had me like, okay, I'm about to go all in with this. So that was my first introduction to that back in 2017. And guys, that day I made a decision to become a master trader, not knowing what a chart was that day.
So was it Wall Street traders just showing you charts on a screen, or was it an MLM?
It was like an MLM company,
Okay.
but at the time it was a bunch of older, I don't want to call older Caucasian males, okay, with their sons, and they were actually going over trading in the seminar. They were, and it was like I'm like, okay, like, where the mothers and daughters, you know what I mean? Like, where are the people like me? I didn't understand this. At the time, like, why is this way? And so I was like, okay, it has to be me. Just made a decision that day.
Right. Starts with you. And man, your journey is crazy. So what once you got into the information, you were still working, right?
Yes.
You were still mothering and all that good stuff. What was the pivotal moment where you were like, it's trade or die? Like, this is it for me.
Man, y'all, like, my back was up against the wall. Like, it became a thing for me, y'all, where it was like, the job is not it. It gets to a point, right, when you really, really love Forex and you're on your job. And I know some people here can relate to that. I got to the point, Tracey. So I was a registered medical assistant. I worked in a hospital. I actually had a lot of nursing education, but I did not go to nursing school. I got rejected from nursing school 3 times. So when I actually got hired, I do have a bachelor's degree. So when I got hired onto this hospital, I did a lot of nursing work without the title, if that makes sense. I had the experience with my hands and such. So I'm at the nurse's station, you guys, talking to the doctor. The doctor's walking behind me. I'm not even supposed to be on the computer at work, like, unless I was charting for a patient. And I'm on TradingView at work, right? And I'm not supposed to be.
At the nursing station.
At the nursing station at work. And I never forget this. And the doctor could have, right? He could have in that moment said to me, get off the computer because you already know you're not supposed to be doing this. But he actually stopped and said, what are you trading? So he knew, I need y'all to hear this. This is perception, right? He knew that I knew what I was doing, and he knew that I was headed in the right direction because he himself was a trader. Now, he traded stocks, but he was familiar with charts. Wow. And he's like, what are you trading? And I was like, I'm trading the Japanese yen. I've been trading UJ for 3 years now. And he said, well, how far are you? I was like, well, I'm making more kind of, I really don't need to be here, honestly. Like, I got to a place where it was like, I'm wasting time at my job. I actually took the checks from work and put it in my savings account. I forced myself to get so good at Forex that the trading paid my bills, that the trading took care of my daughter, that the trading was what was feeding her, right? Because I just wanted to be great at this. And he was like amazed by this. And him, I think at the time he was telling me he made $250,000, right? As a doctor. Now think about it. He had to go to school for how many years? He had to put in the work. He also did surgery here and there. So he's very skilled doctor, but he don't have no time, y'all. This man had 4 kids. He was amazing at what he did. And that was the moment for me where it was like, yo, I can stay on this job, but I'm so in tuned and intrigued in trading. I don't even really need to be here. So why am I here? Y'all hear what I said? It was like, why am I, this is not for me. And then I had coworkers who thought that $10,000 a month was a lot of money. And I'm like, do you understand? At the time, this was a $5.4 trillion. I used to say that all the time. This is a $5.4 trillion day industry. $10,000 is nothing. You can do that in a day over here. They didn't get it. And so I had to get out of that environment. I had to get away from people who did not understand, you know what I'm saying, what it was that I did. And I see a question in chat. I have not seen him, but his wife was also a physician. And I seen her maybe like 2 years ago.
What?
And she was just like looking at me like, oh my goodness.
Look at that. I love when that happens.
Yeah. So I had to go. I just realized that environment wasn't for me. I had to go. And honestly, you guys, my daughter is 3. She'll be 4 in June. So you got to also understand I'm a new mom. And me not being able to be there was just like, it was just messing with me. I just couldn't do that.
You don't want to miss those firsts.
Mm-mm.
It hurts when you miss those firsts.
Right.
So what was your first year of trading like?
Oh man. So my first year of trading, I was really excited when I first started, right? So I first started when I heard the information from that meeting. I left that meeting and I'm like, I'm ready to go. So I am already familiar with college, with university, with school, with structure. So I went into this like, okay, what do I got to print out? What do I got to, start studying? And I get into this academy. And honestly, for the first like couple of months, it was just an overload of information. It was too much information in the beginning. And the one thing I struggle with the most, y'all gonna laugh, don't laugh at me, I'm being transparent. The one thing I struggled with the most was support and resistance. I didn't get that for months. I was like, I don't know what that is. I don't understand that because it wasn't being explained to me properly, y'all. So about 7 months in, I came across the Candlestick Bible. And I'm sitting here like, why didn't nobody show me this in the beginning? Why didn't nobody tell me this before? Like, you know what I'm saying?
So much farther along.
I'll be over there. Like, you know what I mean? So the Candlestick Bible in my 7th month of my first year was my first like, okay, aha moment.
Yeah. Okay.
Those next couple of months, between my like 12 to 18 months, I hit about $50,000 trading. So because of the candlesticks, I started to read the charts without anything on them.
So there was a question in the chat said, how long were you in demo before you went live?
Oh, I was in demo for maybe 90 days. I was in demo for maybe 90 days. Yeah, keep in mind, back then, the markets was real different. This pandemic kind of got the markets it's just pips is being thrown. But like back then, it wasn't like this about 4 years ago.
Right. When everything was stable and regular.
Right. It was like we had, now it's not like that. So back then I was on demo for about 90 days and I wanted to go live and I did. And I blew a whole lot of accounts. I'm not going to tell you, no lie. I used to have these random $50 accounts. I used to blow them all. I'm like, oh, there's another one. I'm going to start over.
Right. Okay. So at 7 months is when it started clicking for you. By 12 to 18 months, you were really, really profitable and living solely off of trading. How far into learning it did you quit your job? You quit your job after like a year of trading?
About a year or so. Yeah, about a year or so. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. And so you said that you got hung up on support and resistance. For me, it was risk management. How did you come up with the 20 pips and dip plan? 20
pips and dip came out of that whole scenario with not knowing what was going on the chart. So I came from a platform, right, where they were kind of pushing you to software, right, to give you setups. The software would give you like a harmonic pattern, which is a little advanced. Y'all don't know that because we don't teach that much over here. But it would give you different patterns to trade off of. But the thing is, if you as a trader don't train your eyes to see a pattern, then how are you supposed to take the trade?
Okay.
So when I got introduced to the Candlestick Bible, I said there has to be a easier way to do this. So from that moment, I started playing with a lot of different indicators. I started playing with a lot of different things on TradingView. And then I started saying to myself, okay, What is the foundation? Trend line. We're going to use this one single moving average that the banks use, okay, to find the trend. We're going to study the candlesticks, and then we're going to use market structure to place an entry. That's where the 20 pips and dip came from. Then I started to also study time. How many pips does each session move? I was like, man, it got to be easier, because at the time, y'all, I was with a bunch of guys and they were trading London session. I live on the East Coast. I'm not going to keep getting up at 2:00 in the morning, right? When I was shaking bottles for Lyric, that was cool. I'm up. I'm like, yeah, I'm up. Let's go. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the night, like doing my mommy thing, and I'm up, trading Euro USD. But as I began to develop, I was like, there got to be something easier. And a lot of people, again, the market is different, you guys. So back then, most people are going for like 50 pips during London session. They would tell you not to trade Asia. They would tell you, most people working a job during New York session. So London was where it was at. But now different. So now after studying, I realized, I was like, you can cash 20 pips in any market, anytime. You just have to know your pair. So that's where the strategy came from back then. It was just like, there got to be an easier way. And
Okay.
I found it.
There's another question in the chat. Can you explain the importance of mindset and why this could be an emotional journey if you don't develop the right mindset?
Absolutely. I mean, mindset is everything. Like I said, when I didn't know what I was doing, when I didn't know a chart, when I didn't know that I was going to quit my job, I didn't know where money was coming from, I still had the mindset of, I'm watching people who don't look like me get it. You know what I mean? So I had to keep going. It didn't matter what adversities came. I just had to keep going, y'all. I had that mindset, like, I got to keep going. I got to keep
discipline and consistency, basically.
That's it. Like, you just got to keep going. You cannot stop, because you're going to stop right before your breakthrough. And that's not, don't do it to yourself.
Here's a good one. When did you know you wanted to be an educator? And part B of that is, when did you know that you were ready to be an educator?
Okay, so I knew that I was going to teach day one without knowing what nothing was, because again, the demographic. So I got inspired. Just me being me having a personality that I have. I'm like, okay, like, I'm about to come through and dominate this whole industry. Like, I was looking around and I was like, all of the women in this industry, the reason why they were big was because of their husbands.
Oh, okay.
Back then. And I saw that, and it was networking. It wasn't actual trading. So I was like, okay, I'm about to come through. It's about to be, it's about to be day one. I was like, I'm ready. I didn't know what nothing was. So I gave myself a goal. Like, okay, a year from now, I need to be educating. Now, my students gave me the name Coach Max. Because at first, I wasn't really trying to like be this big. Let me say that I really was just trying to help people I knew learn the skill set. About a year later, I left that platform. I started my own mentorship group, and I was like, I'm gonna see how this goes. You know what I'm saying? I never really did Zoom. I was never really teaching in front of people before. I didn't know how people were gonna resonate with me. I started a group with 100 people, you guys, and like, I don't even know how many months, maybe 6 months, that group grew over to 20,000. It was a Facebook group.
Wow.
Yeah, and I did that for a while, and I was like doing one-on-ones, and then like my calendar was so full that I couldn't do one-on-ones anymore. I was like, okay, maybe I should do group training.
Right. Let me help more people at one time instead of one-on-ones.
Right. So yeah, like,
and that's how Lit Trade House was born.
And all of that, right? All of that came from way back there.
I remember. So you're a conglomerate. Let's just put it out there.
Thank you.
You're a conglomerate. You are a force. How do you manage everything? Personal life, motherhood, trading. You still trade. You're an educator. You're the director, but you still personally trade for yourself, correct?
Yes, I do.
Do you, when it comes to time management, do you use, blocks of time? Do you use a planner? Did you have a mentor that helped you determine how to best, utilize your time as it relates to all this? You got your revenue generating activities, and then you have your mommy duties, and then I say you got your mother duties, because you're like the mother of X.
So
So
I
it's like, how do you
have,
do it? And how much sleep do you get? I'm not the only one that wants to know this.
you see the chat, because they already know I'll be up. Like, I don't sleep for, I don't know.
Right.
This
Because
is
in our last company, you had the nighttime, the wine and chill, and you was trading on that, and you was like, I don't know how you're doing it.
So this is a very difficult question, because all of my educators ask me this, my admins ask me this, like, I don't know. Okay, what I do know is this. I have a multitude of books that I keep. This is my trading area. Okay, I have one, this one here, you see it says faith.
Yes.
This is my self-care planner. Okay, so I have a planner for everything. This is my self-care planner. This is the planner where I write down, did I pray today? Did I meditate? Did I go get a massage? Did I go get my nails done? Did I do anything for myself? Because I'm so, everything that you said. So this is one of the first books I look at, like, okay, do I have time to even do other things? Boom. Then I have this book right here. This book right here, guys, insane. Like, it is literally my to-do. So I write down things that I need to do, and I try to get to them as much as I can. Right? So this is my to-do book. And if I don't remember something, I always check here. So I keep this with me. This book right here, this is like my other planner. I'm just showing y'all because it takes a lot, right? This is my other planner. This is my personal book. I keep my bills. I keep things I need to do for my team. Stuff like that is in this book. Epic stuff, corporate stuff, this book. Then I have this book right here, guys. Like, this is serious, right? Where in this
notebooks come through, she said.
Yes, like, I need y'all to see this, right? So this book right here, I have stuff written down here about anything I'm studying, Forex stuff, things that I need to teach, things I need to keep up with. Epic is in this book. Then I have this book right here. Y'all gonna laugh. I know y'all
are cracking up in here.
I'm just letting y'all know that this is how I do it. When I talk to my educators, right, and they have something they want to say, or if I talk to my admins, and they have things that they need from me, I put it in this book. So I have a book system that keeps me going. I know y'all gonna say, Coach Max, you could put this in an app, but I need to write it down. If I don't write it down, it's just not that real to me. Yeah, like,
but at the same time, it's proven that when you write it down, you're further cementing it into your brain. So it is a process. Holy moly.
Yeah. So, and that's just,
I have journals for everything too. I have marketing, I have leadership, I have the trading journal, then I have my personal journal, all my gratitude and all
it's
my
the Leo stuff. And then if it's like urgent, whiteboard.
Yep. That way it's ever before you. Got it. Okay. So that was funny because I was going to ask you if you use software or anything like that. She's old school with it, you guys. No. Old school. Okay. So you started off with trading with a platform, and then you went from one platform to your own membership to another platform to another platform. Okay. All right. Did you have a mentor?
So I had mentors, you guys, but I don't feel like in the beginning they were ideal mentors for me. Let me put it like that. I'm not going to sit here and say I didn't have mentors, but I feel like they were trying to mold me and shape me to be like everybody else. And that wasn't the route I was trying to go down, right? Nice. I wasn't trying to be just some network marketer. I'm like, I'm about to be a master trader. I need y'all to understand.
That's the focus.
I'll go build whatever y'all trying to make me go build. Like, I really, really, really wanted to trade, okay? Really, really wanted to trade. And that was so important to me. And it took some time to get around people who actually really wanted to trade. So I actually let mentors go, did my own thing for a while. And then as I began to grow and mold myself, because sometimes mentors be trying to change you.
Yeah.
Mentors are there for guidance, right? As I began to mold myself, here's what happened. Those new mentors began to attract themselves to me.
Yep.
Oh, I see what you're doing. I want to come help you elevate. And that's so sometimes, yeah, that's how it is. So that's how that works.
When the student is ready, the teacher will
appear.
Yes. Yep. What was your biggest mistake in this first part of your journey?
My biggest mistake was not asking enough questions. And I encourage everybody on here today, like, seriously, coaches, mentors, educators are here for you to ask questions and answer them for you, right? So I didn't ask enough questions in the beginning. I kind of just was that student who I put myself in education. I studied, I wrote things down. Yes, I was doing a whole lot of implementation, but I didn't ask a lot of questions to a lot of people because I felt like they didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it was a very confusing platform. So it didn't really have structure like how we have here at Epic. It wasn't structured. So I was like, I'm not asking these dudes anything.
I remember you changed everything for me when I came in, and the way that it was set up before, it was a bunch of PDFs and they went right into support and resistance. And I was like, I said to you, like, I don't get it. I don't get this at all. Y'all, I was blowing her up because when David brought me in, he was on his 6-figure a month run. So he was like, okay, you're in here, Coach Max. She's gonna get you started. She's your person, while he was just building. So I was talking to you all the time, and I felt like I was bothering you so much.
No, you wasn't.
But it was so foreign. It was so foreign. I was like, support and resistance. What?
Like, what's this? Yeah.
And you made that 2-week syllabus, and I was like, oh, okay. This is great. It was life-changing for many people. So there's a question on the board that says, because you can trade so well, you've been a 6-figure trader for quite some time. What is your motivation to help others when you don't need to? You can really just, be in your home, and you could be an 8-figure trader by now if you wanted to.
Yeah, I get this question so much. They're like, why are you doing this? You could be doing anything else. I love doing this, you guys. Like, seriously, I feel like I'm very spiritual. So I feel like God, really guided me here, and I never forget where I came from. And if you guys ever heard me teach, if you ever heard me even preach to you, because I preach sometimes, my purpose was defined years ago when I made the decision in that room to continue to walk this path, right? And I also said a prayer to God. I don't know who y'all pray to, but I prayed to God. I was like, God, if you help me get out this situation, I promise you I will be a servant to your people. And I continue to keep that word. I don't believe that I'm blessed because, I put a whole bunch of work in. I believe that I'm blessed because I help a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And me walking in my purpose continues to just give me that motivation to keep doing this.
I just will never forget how it all started, when we met December 2019 and started on this massive journey.
Yes.
How it just started with just like a few people. And then next thing we know, we're in there running up the comp plan, but you're in the Lit Trade House posting 2-hour intro to Forex. This is support and resistance. This is this. And in the last place we were in, it was more like, yeah, we were in there and we were getting information, but we were really learning from you and some of the other folks that were in there that already knew how to trade, because you broke it down to a granular state of understanding, instead of saying, hey, this is support and resistance, so this is the roof and this is the ceiling and this is the floor and this but you broke it down. And that's why I really appreciated you, because I struggled. We ain't even gonna lie on this call right here. Y'all, I worried her bald.
Tracey was hitting me up every single day, like, Max, okay, what video? Because what they talking about, like, I don't understand that. I need your help. Like,
and she was so patient. You were so patient. And like I say all the time, you said, Tracey, I promise you, if you learn this skill, this will take care of all your bills, because my clients were driving me nuts. I was an HR director for 2 different companies that didn't care about their employees.
Right.
So I was like always upset, and you were like, learn this and you'll be able to quit the job like I did. And you were right. And I did that last year.
Yes, she did, y'all. I'm trying to tell you that you just gotta just do.
You just gotta do it. Okay, so when the company that shall not be named started giving you static for championing for the field and the students. Where did you summon the strength to just, to combat with them, to say, this is what we need. This is what we need. You have to change up the educational material. This educational material is years old. So much has changed, this, that, and the other. How did you even ascend to the ranks to even talk to them, number one, because you were an IBO and a student just like we were. How were you able to do that?
I'm a woman that commands attention, and a lot of women who command attention and women who have knowledge on certain things, sometimes they feel like, I'm not going to command attention, I'm not going to command or demand this and that, but I trade, right? So when I am, like you said, student IBO going through the curriculum, and I'm like, okay, I probably would have done this differently. They had no chance. They couldn't ignore me because too many people resonated with what Coach Max is talking about.
Right.
So this is not just the student, right, in this company talking about something that she don't know she's talking about. When I begin to teach it, and there's 3,000 and 4,000 people on my Zoom, and there's only 100, 200 people on yours, then I kind of probably know what I'm talking about. I brought that to their attention. I was like, I teach structure, right? And we ain't talking market structure. I teach a certain way. And I said, when you have just written documentation, that's just one way that people learn. People may need visual representation. They need examples. If you guys follow me and Ryan, we love giving these crazy analogies, and people like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean?
It really started to click for me when back then we had like a couple things going on, but then when you and Ryan started teaching, it really clicked for me. Like Ryan really helped me with risk management, and
yes,
you guys also make it fun. When we were doing it before, it was like this monotone, monotonous, wah, 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 support and resistance, wah, wah, wah. But when y'all came in, it was like, Captain Lightskin, and just the way you even approached, like calling the pairs females and all this other, it was fun.
It was
fun, and you wanted to learn, and we were actually catching pips during your sessions when we weren't doing that before. Right. So making it fun, like, really, really helped a lot.
Right.
Okay. Chat's kind of blowing up. I thought it was only me. Somebody
like agree.
For real, it sounded like that. And I was learning to trade in the cracks of my schedule. I had a 90-minute commute both ways. And I had a 10-hour day, a 90-minute commute both ways. And so I was getting on sessions at lunch, before, on my commute, after, and then getting on a London session. And it was just like, I just wish this could be a little bit more upbeat and enjoyable. And then you guys come along, y'all are cracking up the whole time. I'm like, okay, I can get into this. This could be fun. All right, so how do you deal with being underestimated all the time?
Man, all the
time.
Hi, girl, let me sip my girl.
Drink break.
Let me sip this good old tea. Hold on, y'all.
I got water, girl.
Oh my goodness. How do I deal with being underestimated? You guys, like, my confidence is out of this world. Like, I'm at a place now where, I've had people say things like Coach Max don't really trade. I've had people say all kind of stuff about the way that I built my team, all kind of stuff. And it just makes me laugh, because I'm just like, I tell people all the time, I exude excellence. So when you come with that level of confidence, there's nothing that you can say or do to stop me. Like, I am like an unstoppable train at this point. Right. And you can't tell my students that this don't work. You can't tell people that I don't do this for real. You can't say that, well, she didn't clear her debt in the middle of a pandemic. Like, there's too much facts, right? So now it becomes a matter of either get on the train or get left. Like, that's where I'm at. So I don't really embrace the underestimation. I let them talk. I laugh, I sip my tea, and I keep it pushing, because there's going to be people that's a part of your tribe and that's for you, and that people who rock with you, and there's going to be people that don't rock with you. Exactly. The train might run them over. That's none of my business though. If that happens to
Right.
them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I just really sit here and I first and foremost, it's a mental thing. So you have to do your prayer, your meditation. I do that. And then I just tell myself, like, you know what? God brought me here. So I got to keep going. If you're not for me, you're not for me. Go find another mentor. If I am for you, then jump on this train, jump on this PIP train, and let's keep rolling. So yeah, that self-development, that personal development is key for that.
Okay. So your overcoming techniques are meditation, prayer, and confidence. And you have social proof. So people can say what they want to say, but the reality, I mean, if people want to scroll back through your social, they can see what they really need to see, because you have been consistent in your messaging.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you even get a chance to cry or rest between the two companies? Because I know I did.
More tea.
I know I didn't.
No.
It was like right into the new.
No, I haven't had a break in 4 years. Like, I need people to understand everything that's happened from the time I was broke to now. There hasn't been a break.
No, that's a book, From the Time I Was Broke.
There hasn't been a break. I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, there hasn't been a break. So literally, you guys, so I get terminated August 23rd, 2020. And I'm on the phone with Ryan. I'm actually like at the brim of crying, actually. I'm on the phone with Ryan and I'm just like, oh my goodness, bro. I can't believe this. Like, what do we do? And he's like, don't worry about it. We're going, he's like, he was actually telling me to take a break. He told me to take 2 weeks off. I got a phone call from David McCovey on the 25th of August. And he's like, I need you in Vegas. I'm like, first of all, who is this? Hello? Like, hi, who is this? Right? So
I had the luxury of David Lisiaga being in between there for me.
Right, like it was just happening so fast. He was like, I need you in Vegas tomorrow. I'm like, okay, so we're in Vegas, guys, like on the 26th or so. And I'm talking to Mr. McCovey. He was like, I heard that you're like the best trader in the space. Like, I really want you to take a look at this project, see if this is something for you. And he was like, we're launching or we're pre-launching September 1st. I'm like, okay, 27, 28.
Right.
I'm
right.
Like,
so we were like,
I'm like,
how are you going to do this?
I'm like, sir, like, I need some time. We ain't got time, Coach Max. Are you on or you not on?
Wow.
So I had to come up with a whole entire outline for Epic University in 4 days. 4 days, literally. I had no time to think about nothing. I had no time to talk to nobody. I said, okay, beginner, intermediate, advanced is what I want to see. Sniper Academy, this is what's going to be there. These are educators I want. These are people I need. This is going to, like, everything was laid out in 4 days. I had no time.
But in the 4 years since you've been broke, because I don't know why I just like that term, since you've been broke, you have had the opportunity to think of what would be best, because you've been in different platforms.
Right.
So you can see what they missed, where they missed the opportunity to help scholars and to have better learning. So everything happens for a reason. Like your journey from there to here is magnificent. And I'm sure you don't regret anything, because if any one piece of that was missing, who knows how different, that the university could be. So tell us what it's like working with alpha men. I don't want to say twice your age, but
they are.
Okay. I'm just trying to be nice. No, no offense, but what's it like? Because before the guys were young.
They were younger than me, right?
Yes.
So it was a shift. It was a shift, y'all. It was a shift. So I went from working with 2 guys who were younger than me and didn't really respect my intellect, right? And that was difficult. You know what I'm saying? They traded, but it was just like, okay, y'all need to also respect what I'm bringing to the table. And then I went over to, they're like my bigger brothers in a sense, and they're like mentors to me now because they are older than me, but they are so protective of me. Like I don't know if y'all have brothers that are older than you, and they don't play about you. Like that's the corporate board. They're like, okay, see, y'all come back, Coach Max, we have to handle that because that's what y'all not gonna do. That's how they are with me, right? So
we were in Vegas at the gala. I told you this before, I want this on record. When you were at the gala and you were in that big glittery dress and you were making your way and you were struggling to get up the stairs with this big door, and they were like, we got you, Max. We got you. I was like, I was so touched. Because you have support now. You have protection now. You even have some wisdom that you can lean on, because of their years of experience in network marketing and traditional business, which most of us say every week when we do our presentations. But isn't it a relief? Isn't it a weight off? Isn't it better?
It is so different. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, I have developed, at first I didn't know how to
Wait, Smokey said you have support and resistance now. That's good.
I'm weak. So, no, seriously though, like seriously, that's how it feels, right? So before I didn't have that support, like she said, I have that now. So when I came into this corporate board, I was like, man, like I'm the only female and I'm the youngest, you guys. You know what I'm saying? But when I tell you what I bring to the table is so respected, it's a great feeling. Like when I come to the table and I say, okay, boom, 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 boom. Everybody's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Just like when they come with that energy, I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? We just work very well together. Like I remember when I first hit Ambassador 50, Spencer Iverson gave me a phone call. Like this is when we first started getting really close, right? Because now I have a personal relationship with all four of them. And he's like, hey, you're not going to spend none of that money. We're going to get you a financial advisor. Like nobody's talked to me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like he just protecting like from the top down, like this is how we move. This is what we need you to do. This is how we need you to get it together, right? When I have issues, I could call Mark Sterling and vent. Mark, oh my God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we have that relationship, you know what I'm saying? When I just want to kick it and have a good time, I could call Mr. McCovey. Like he is such a fun person, you guys. Like so fun to talk to. He really is. You know what I mean? And David Lisiaga and I we've been friends for 6 years. So I have a team now that they're so supportive and I'm just so grateful. I'm so grateful for them.
Yeah, they are amazing. You know, in their own right, they have an expertise. And I appreciate the fact that this team was pulled together for what you all can bring to the table. And each person is respected for that thing and is exceptional in that thing. That's true collaboration. Yes. You know, I sense that there's like no real ego tripping going on. You know, when y'all come together, it's like a real vibe. And we appreciate that, you know, because we can feel it. There's a question here. Business development is such a key to creating a legacy. Will there be training on how to set up your trading business, including paying taxes, P&L statements, reinvesting, planning for retirement, and knowing when to leave a job, etc.? I ask because most people are afraid of success because they don't know how to handle it. Good question, Sam.
Great question. So I think you had a question similar to that, Tracy. So
I did.
We'll get there.
Okay, cool. All right. So do you sleep? How many hours of sleep do you really need?
Y'all, like I am a little different. For those of y'all that were in Atlanta, over the weekend when we had the regional conference and you were there, I think each day I got like 2 hours. Like literally, I'm about 4 hours of sleep type of person a day.
Lord.
It's horrible.
So you run on adrenaline. All right. Okay. Now, do you sleep, eat, and dream Forex education? It seems like it. Do you have any other interests or passions?
Last weekend, let me tell y'all a joke. Okay, don't laugh at me, but y'all gonna laugh anyway. So I am at the regional conference, right, you guys? And there's a group of teenagers there. And so, you know, I'm like, okay, you know, we can't do like certain things. So we gotta, you know, tend to this group. So he wanted to go bowling. Or we did that. They wanted to do skating and, you know, certain things like that. And the funniest thing, I was sitting there and I was just like, okay, I don't bowl, I don't skate. I was like, all I know how to do is make money. I was like, all I know how to do is trade. Like,
you really threw yourself into this.
I was just like, it was so funny.
Yo, I'll be over here.
They were like, are you gonna participate? I'm like, I'm here. But that's just not, you know what I'm saying? But it's just so funny. So I love Forex, like to the point where I wake up and go to sleep and it's literally about trading.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you miss the days of Lit Trade House at all? Because that was a ride.
T. Hold on.
Not you.
Lit Trade House is crazy, y'all. Like when we had Lit Trade House, we was on a platform where we didn't have no back office. Okay, nothing was working. It was bad. Man, like it was fun though, because it's like we didn't have a working platform, but at the same time we had each other.
Right.
That's what it felt like. So it was nothing working on. It's just funny when I look back, like when people complain about Epic, I'm like, do y'all understand? Imagine being able, you go into log into your back office and it says, we will be back.
Right. Site always down for maintenance. Like, wait, so I can't learn anything today? You tell me I can't learn anything today? I was just getting it. So we were really like, we were just truly relying on you guys to teach us. I'm just like, man, I'm just getting this risk management thing. Wait a minute, I need to just look back at this market structure. Wait, the system's down again?
Not there.
No warning, no nothing. Yeah, it was like, well, we've been through it. Those of us that go back all the way there, we definitely been through it. Okay, right. So since you had 4 days to come up with Epic U.
Yes.
Okay, so I remember that day. I don't think I'll ever forget that day in his living room.
You
and I were sitting across from each other.
We were like, is this real? Who is this man? Like, first of all, y'all, we walk into David McCovey's house and his door. Have y'all ever seen Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets? Because that was his front door. No,
the biggest front door I've ever
seen in my life.
The wood was so heavy. And you can't even tell that that's what you're about to experience, because you're like, okay, we're going, and you walk and you're like, everybody looked like that when they walked.
I was like, hold on. Right? So it was an experience. Then you walk in and he was like, put on shoe covers. And we're like,
yes, I'm a barefoot person anyway, so I was happy about that.
Right. And then it was like, when he started opening up his mouth, you realize this man is a visionary. He's a visionary. And it was so powerful. It was so powerful to the point where me and Tracey, we were sitting across from each other and we started like literally crying. Like, this is going to help so many people.
My heart was racing the full 3 days we were there. It was just like, it was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. So you had these 4 days. So I know that when I got back to my room, you know, me and the team, we got on Zooms. You remember we did that mm-hmm. really high energy Zoom. We had thousands of people on there. We were ready to go. But mm-hmm. while we were doing all of that, setting up our teams and getting ready to go live and, you know, all that, you were doing what?
Oh my goodness. So like literally, in that moment, we had the name of the company. So we had Epic, right? And then we started talking about the things that were going to fall in that, but I didn't know like the names. So I was like, there, like stuck on that, like, okay, Epic Academy, Epic University. And I had to present to Mr. McCovey this outline, like it had to be done, right? So that's what I was doing at that time, just working on that. And I wanted to make sure that when I presented it, that he would be happy with it. Because if y'all don't know Mr. McCovey, his first answer is always no. You have to make sure that you convince him for his answer to be yes. So I was like, okay, I got to make sure that this is excellent when I give it to him, right? And he loved it. So that's when we came up with Epic University in that moment, like before I came back from Vegas. So that's what I was doing.
Mm-hmm. We're going to get back on Epic 3.0 when I finish this a little bit later.
Okay.
So tell me, what's it like to have money now?
See, you're asking a lot, Tracey.
I need to know. You went from CNA money to six-figure trader money And I don't know if you've ever made money in network marketing, but I know in our last company, you didn't make that kind of money there because you were so focused on the education.
Right.
Now you hit ambassador $50,000 a month. You're making in a month passively what people make in a year, more than what a lot of people make in a year. So how does that feel?
A lot of people ask me this question. I was like on Instagram Live today, and this guy was like, "So where's your jet?" And he's like, "Where's your Lambo?" And I'm like, "I don't have any of that stuff." Like,
I'm still working.
It's all perception. So here's the thing, you guys. So I'm gonna say this.
That guy was weird.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm 28 going on 29. I've been on my own, you guys, since like 17 years old. I've had money, lost money, had money, lost money. I've never been good with money, right? And I think it was all of those experiences that it was a reason why God blessed me now, because now I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna pay my bills. And like people ask, like, what are the things that you buy? Nice furniture, a nice bed. Like I upgraded things in my home, you know what I mean, that I use every day, a little bit nicer than what they were before. And I pretty much invest. Like it's not the same. I don't have the same mindset that I had 5 years ago. Like when I tell you guys, I'm so grateful to God that he brought me through like all of these trials where I had nothing, to learn to accept and care and take care of what I have now. I tell people all the time, if you don't know how to care for one single dollar, you are not going to be blessed with 10,000. It's not gonna happen. So having money now, I'm just able to help my mom. Like I'm able to just do whatever I want to do with my daughter. I'm able to just have and give back. I give a whole lot back to my team. I love doing that, and I love being able to do that. I'm able to bless my staff. It's just a lot of things that I can do now that I wasn't able to do before, and I'm grateful for that. So super humble. I'm not doing nothing crazy.
Now, when you were broke, and you visualized this time, because you basically manifested it, does it look like now what you visualized then?
No, because I never thought, no, like, and it's so crazy because I talk to people, y'all gotta understand, when I talk to people in person, it is hilarious to me because they have the mindset I had when I was broke. Like I was talking to this young man over the weekend, right, in Atlanta, and he's like, "Oh my goodness," he was like, "It's the lady in the back office." He was like, "It's her, y'all, it's her." He was like, "I can't believe like you're standing here with no security." And he's like, "You just cool for real? This is Coach Max." Like it was so funny. I was
You're
dead.
like, I'm me, it's just me.
Right. Like,
girl, lady from the back office.
He was like, "Is this the lady?" Like everybody was like, "That's her." Like she's chilling, you know. So I feel like back then I picture myself with this big house and this, you know, nice car and all of this stuff. And really, y'all, when I came into 2020, so the pandemic changed my perception, as it did for everybody. Yeah. Right. And so the one thing I wanted to do was pay off debt, which I did that. I wanted to help my mom get a savings account. I wanted to set up a college fund for my daughter. Like I just wanted to do things that I realized back then that, okay, maybe if I would have did things differently with the first windfall I had, y'all, because I had a windfall when I first started trading and blew all, I don't know where that money is at. Because I had no wealth management skills. Let me put it like that. But now I just invest, like, you know, whatever my daughter wants, you know what I'm saying? Like I focus on that stuff. And I feel like it was all of the struggles that made me just so humble with the money now. Like I'm just chilling.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Okay. How did you transition your mindset from living off of trading with the availability to withdraw at will?
That's a really good. Repeat that for the people in the back. So I'm gonna answer that.
I said, okay, how did you transition your mindset when you start living off of trading with the availability to withdraw at will?
So great question. So let me talk to my people from back when I was on a job. Yeah, I remember I've been trading since I was W-2, right? Since I was an employee. And I had to force myself out of this mindset of money, right? I had to like, okay, this is what you do with this is what you do with that. So when I was back on a job, y'all, I changed my mindset then. I took my check from work and put it in my savings account. You can't touch that. You have to trade to live.
Wow. That'll get
I
it done.
literally did that to myself, like sitting here, like, gotta make these trades. Like, oh my goodness, like,
We gotta eat.
I gotta eat. So it was a force. And some people need to put themselves in that position. Like, you're not there yet in your mind because you still on your job and you're so content and complacent with the check that you get every single week or every 2 weeks. I told myself that what I was doing in a month, that I can do in a day. And I did not stop, y'all, until I got there. So it became a thing when I started trading with bigger lot sizes and making more money. Yeah, again, I wanted to, again, teach myself how to make the money continuously work for me. That's where your crypto investments come in. You're making investments, right? Stuff like that. So honestly, now, like, I wish Ryan was on here because he'll tell you I'm the queen of making withdrawals, because I believe when you're trading, the money is not real until it hits your bank account.
Right.
It is not real until you make that withdrawal. Right.
Yeah. I think I saw a lot of light bulbs go off in the chat. A lot of people are going to do the same. I'm thinking I might want to do that too. That is a really good motivator right there. Take your checks, put them aside, and trade for your necessities and the things that you need. That's a really good way to transition. I'll tell you that. Powerful. All right. What can you tell the people about getting ready for the finances that they're working for?
Amazing question. So this is what I need everybody to understand. So Forex, whether it be Forex, binary, crypto, whatever you're doing here at Epic, right? Or whatever you're doing as far as trading, you need to ask yourself. So it just like when we're trading and I'm teaching you guys a strategy, my wealth strategy is the same thing. What is the exit? What is the exit strategy? What are you trading for, right? What are you trading for? So I'm going to tell y'all right now, and this is a gem and a nugget. Again, when I first started making this kind of money, I had mentors tell me this and it changed my life. It was like, okay, you 28, right? You can go out there and you can do whatever, you can travel wherever, and you can spend all this money. You can even change your lifestyle. Because people asking me like, you know, why don't you have a bigger house and all this stuff? So listen to this. I paid my car off. My car is a 2014. I do not have a brand new car, okay? I live in an apartment. I don't live in a house yet, okay? I haven't purchased any property yet. Check this out. Here's why. Because when I do what I do, I need the capital.
Yes.
I need the capital. Some of y'all will sit here right now because you haven't altered your mindset, and you'll make $10,000 a month, whether it be trading or in our comp plan, and then you'll go buy yourself a brand new car. You're acquiring liabilities.
Yes.
You'll go get yourself a big house, 5, 6, 7 bedrooms, but now you have an insane mortgage, property taxes, all these things that you're not ready for. And if in some case you don't have enough money saved to sustain your lifestyle, now you're in trouble. Now we're talking foreclosure. Now we're talking about the bank coming for your car. Now we're talking about all of these things. So when it came to wealth management, I'm telling y'all this because I had a house before and I was living way above my means. So I've had things taken from me. Somebody in the chat saying that, yo, this is facts.
Yeah.
So now it was different for me. Now I started thinking about the end in mind. I was like, I'm 28. I'm not 30 yet. But yo, when I'm 65, I need to be able to live.
Right.
I need to be able to live. When I tell y'all I save over $10,000 a month, I save over 10 grand a month because I need to be able to live. When I look at my daughter and I look at myself, when my mom and dad, when it was time for me to go to college, you know what they had in the bank for me? Zero. I can look at my daughter and say right now, my daughter will be 4 years old in June and she has the money she needs to go to college already. And my mind is just different because of the things that I went through. There was no reason for me to be a young girl. Yeah, I graduated with my bachelor's at 20 years old, and I graduated with $102,000 worth of student loan debt under 21. I hope I'm talking to some real people. So when you are trading, you have to ask yourself, why am I doing it? What's the reason? Am I doing this to invest into something? Am I doing this just to flex on Instagram? What is the reason I'm doing this? So my reasons are different than yours. I'm a mother and I have to provide for this child, right? I can't sit here and blow $50,000 a month. And then when my daughter's 18 years old, I got to look at her and say, I don't got it.
Right. It's not a conversation you want to have.
It hurts. And your kids looking at you like, well, what was you thinking about me? What was you doing?
Oh, yeah.
So my mindset now, I live so like, y'all, my car's a 2014. I live in a 2-bedroom apartment. Like I'm chilling, right? I don't care about none of this other stuff. Yeah, I like to buy jewelry and, nice shoes every now and again. I like to look nice, but I don't overdo it. I invest and I save. And I need y'all to do the same thing. I need y'all to stop. You know what I'm saying? When you look on social media, you looking at these people, their family members pass away. It's a GoFundMe account. They don't have life insurance. They're not prepared. You know how many people was not prepared for this pandemic? This pandemic taught so many people about money.
Yes.
Because after, After 90 days, after you get your FMLA or whatever it is, after your job took care of you for the first 3 months, you're like, okay, this is cool, I'm gonna stay home. Yep. For the rest of the year, you was looking crazy.
Right, you didn't have no more time.
And no more money.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I see a lot of my friends, I tell y'all this, with no shade to nobody in industry, I see a lot of people, y'all, they make a whole lot of money and the first thing they do is go buy a car. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yep.
Why? My car worked perfectly fine. And as a matter of fact, the car looked better now that it's paid off.
Rides smoother, feels better.
It feels good. It feels even better.
I feel you on that. I feel like we need just one more little piece in the back office that talks about money, because now that you're freeing people's mindsets as it relates to money, you're giving them time freedom, you're giving them financial freedom. We can't just be out here catching all these pips and making this money and just blowing it. We need to be doing the right things with it. Absolutely. So I'm really excited about whatever y'all gonna come up with, because y'all are always forward thinking. And with all of these success stories that we're having in Epic, in my team alone, like people are really living and having they're really excited about learning this, and they're making money. And we're talking about bleeding blue in our chats, and to the point where people would rather spend their spare time catching pips in groups, than watching TV or doing other things.
Right.
So, all right. So let's see. What can you tell the people about getting ready for the finances? Okay, we did that. Everyone wants to be a 6-figure trader. So what does it truly take? Like, how can we prepare for the financial responsibilities that come with it?
Absolutely. So let's talk about 6 figures, and at the bare minimum, $100,000 a year, right? Whatever that means to you, where you are right now. I don't know everybody's demographic, and I don't know what kind of debt you have, who you take care of. But again, all of these are things that you need to write down. I'm telling y'all right now, if you don't have a mindset of whatever it is that you make a month right now, whether it's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, whatever you make right now, if you don't have a mindset and you can't manage that, you're gonna have a hard time managing 6 figures. You'll have a hard time. So let's talk about 6 figures trading. I wish Ryan was on here. I'm about to call him, because I talk to him about this all the time.
I thought about including him.
I'm about to call him.
We love some Ryan.
Right. I'm about to call him. Because me and him was talking about this. Let me see if he can answer me. But no, seriously, I talk so much about trading, and people will be trading, having a great month, and then they blow it. Let me talk to you about why. I don't got time to keep going. So let me talk to you about why. You could be sitting here trading, have an excellent month. You can run up how much ever, thousands and thousands of pips, right? Make all this money in your trading account. and then you feel like you're Superman
Hmm.
and you deviate completely from your plan.
Right.
You're
right.
like, okay, I just made $500. I
That.
made $5,000 this month. Guess what? Next month, I'm going to make 20K. And because you didn't discipline yourself with making that withdrawal and putting that money in the bank, now you are back to zero. This is why I forced myself, you guys, to put my employee check to the side in my savings. You can't touch that. You have to live off this trading account. So if I know I have to feed my daughter, if I know I have to buy diapers, if I know I got to buy formula and all this other stuff. Hold on a second, y'all. Hi, Mr. DeFreitas. What you doing? I'm in the middle of an interview and I was just talking about you on Zoom. I didn't know if you were busy. Yeah, you should. I got you. Okay, so yeah, so if you don't make that withdrawal, you guys, now you back to zero. So exactly, it is not real until you put the money in the bank. I hope somebody hear me. Who is that for? Because some of y'all blowing y'all.
All of us.
I had to discipline. That was the only way I knew how to do it. I was like, okay, I'm gonna put the whole check. Imagine that, y'all. You don't even touch it.
Nice.
The whole check in the savings.
You know how many lives you just changed at this moment? We are creating millionaires in this country, in this company, or at least high 100,000aires. You know what I'm saying? And if people do what you just said, you're just going to free up so many people.
They're going to be rich.
I don't want to call you Harriet Tubman, but you're definitely,
goodness.
You know what I'm saying? Like on that wave of helping bringing people from one place to another.
Thank you so much. So one of my students, she calls me Harriet all the time, and I be laughing, but you know, it's really deep for me. When people say that, like, I like the reference. You know what I'm saying? If you even watched a movie about Harriet, like she was freeing people that was even snitching on her. She was like, yo, I'm just trying to help folks.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. The
wolf of Forex. Max and Oprah trade.
Max is the Oprah trade.
How many?
You get a car. Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Okay, so let's see. Okay, we did that. We talked about a lot of that. Is Ryan coming on here?
Yeah, I guess I sent him the link. So
okay.
Let's see if he does. How long?
So 3.0, what made you come up with that?
3.0, man, y'all, like Epic 3.0. Epic 3.0. Check your Telegram, sir, because I'm on live with these folks. I sent you the link. Y'all know me and Ryan, we always arguing.
Where is it though, sis?
Oh my goodness. So Epic 3.0, man, like when I tell y'all, like people look at Epic and they think we've been open for 6 years, but we only been around 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And I look at Epic 3.0. First of all, do y'all like the design?
Oh my goodness. I was really about to go there. I want to know what precipitated these changes. Like we love what was already happening. The black and gold is powerful. Then y'all come in with this other design with the purples and the teals. First of all, those colors all mean something. Mm-hmm. First of all, but where did you all, what made you say, okay, we're 6 months in, let me level up, let me elevate this whole thing? And, you know, were you not happy with what we had?
Man, it really is like, how can I say this? Like, I'm always like 10 steps ahead of everything. And when I spoke to Mr. McCovey about things, it was like, well, you know, we could keep things the way they are right now and we'll be good for the next like 2 years. I'm like,
right. You could have did a new reveal at our year anniversary.
I was like, no.
No.
What we're gonna do is we're about to level up. We're about to be on a level where it's Epic and nobody else.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Ryan, raise your hand. We're about to be on that level because I need people to understand that I see Epic University as a real university, like literally. And so I began to look and I'm like, okay, we got this for our IBOs. We have all of these things for the network inside of the house. I was like, I want this to look like an university.
Mm.
Okay. I want it to look like university. I was like, I want the scholars to feel like they can walk in here and be recognized and have that recognition for the things that they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of where the whole thing came from. Then it was like, okay, let's change the color scheme.
Why?
And we
What
played
made you do
around
that?
with the colors. We played around with the colors. We played around with the colors. And then we start to really play around with that teal and that green. And that if you look, there's like a hue of gold in there too. It's fire.
Nice. It's very, very
It's
appealing.
beautiful.
It really, really is.
Okay.
And it's so different. Ryan is here.
He is. So I'm gonna bring up, hopefully he can speak. I want to go back to the last question that we had real quick, because me and Ryan, we talk about this all the time. Y'all give a big shout to my bro, one of my best friends.
There he is.
Ryan, he's here. I know he probably can't.
What's up, y'all?
He probably can't show his face. Hey, Ryan.
I mean, I can if you want me to.
There he is.
Hey.
Just don't make fun of my hairstyle.
I wonder what is it doing? It's just out. It's just free. It's just.
But
free.
you know.
Oh God.
I'm a free soul. I'm a free soul out here.
Yes, you are.
So we were talking about making withdrawals. He gonna laugh. We were talking about making withdrawals.
I already know this going.
Yep.
So I want you to tell them like how I get on you.
And so
I get on him, y'all, like so much. Your phone going in and out, Ryan. I don't think y'all understand. Like it's so funny when you have like a friend that you trade with and they making a whole lot of money trading, and you call them and you're like, so did you make a withdrawal today? That's how I am with Ryan.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Can you tell them a little bit? Yeah, can you guys hear me pretty clearly?
Yeah.
Am I better now?
Very well.
Okay. So if y'all don't know, Max is who I call the Queen of Withdrawals, okay? Because when we first started to trade together and talk, she used to be like, bro, like, just withdraw. You know, like, that's what I'm doing. I don't care if it's a little bit, if it's a lot. You know, the money isn't real until it hits the bank. And you know, that was a real statement for me. It resonated with me because I would make a lot of money, you know, and then I wouldn't withdraw and I'd lose maybe 50% of my profits. So let's say I make $10,000 that week, right? It's great to say, hey, I made 10K, but did I withdraw the 10K? No, I probably withdraw maybe 5, you know? So then it's like, dag, I should have withdrawn, but I didn't. And I ended up losing. And I'm sure a lot of you can resonate with that, right? Drop a 1 in the chat if y'all can resonate with that, right? Where it's like, you made a lot of money, but because you didn't withdraw, you ended up losing it or losing a good chunk of it for dumb reasons, right? And it could be from just getting cocky in the market. Like sometimes I just make so much money or I have such a good week or I'm on a hot streak that I just get cocky. Or it's because I start bending my trading rules, trading different pairs I'm not supposed to trade, right? Or sessions that I know I'm not good at. Like I'll do all kind of nonsense. So when I met Max, she was like, bro, you need to withdraw. So like, she would yell at me. I'd show her like, sis, look, I made 15K this week. She'd be like, withdraw. She's like, do I have to fly to
get that money
and
smack you to withdraw? I'm like, but no, I'm going to turn this 15K to another 20K. She's like, I want you to withdraw now. And I'd be like, okay, all right. I'm sorry. All right. I'll withdraw a little bit.
Do you not withdraw because it's the compounding is fun for you, the trading and
it is. You know, trading is really a game for me. And I guess like I just love the fact that I can just compound. I mean, because the more money you have, the more equity you have, the more money you can make, right? So when you have a $20,000 account, it's much different to a $2,000 account. So it's like, dag, I don't want to withdraw that because now 10% of 20,000 is $2,000. I can make like a $2,000 day. But with the same token, you have to discipline yourself and say, you know what? It's not real until it hits it. That 20,000 ain't even real. It's still on paper. It's still in your broker. Your broker still has that money. It's just a number. So until you withdraw it and it hits your account or hits your crypto wallet, it's not yours. And that's something that I had to like really sit there and think about.
That's serious. That's heavy. I'm glad you guys
because
told us
like
about
I
that.
wasn't really a big withdrawer. Like my philosophy was let me build up an account, get it big, and then withdraw big. Like I was the type of guy I went to withdraw 50, 60, $80,000 all at once. When really how you build
Meanwhile,
consistency,
Coach Max
right?
got 50, 80K in the bank.
You know what I'm saying? Like she
Right.
like,
You
but
got it in
it's
your
not
brokerage
from
account. She got it in the bank.
right, but it's not about that. It's about doing consistently withdrawing 500, 1,000, $800, even 200. Like it's about just consistently making those type of withdrawals. Like so, something that I do now, right? Just for instance, I'll give you guys what happened to me like 2 weeks ago. When I turned a $2,000 account to a 10K account, I was just playing around, right, on NAS.
Y'all hear this guy?
So
When I
okay,
first,
relax.
when I first met Ryan,
Right.
I met Ryan because he took 1,500 and turned it into like $10,000, $15,000. David and I were in Chicago, and I was like, okay, I need to know him. I need to get on that level.
Right. So what I ended up doing is withdrawing half of that and then letting the other ride. Right. So I disciplined myself that once I make money, okay, let me just withdraw something. And it's crazy because it actually saved me more than hindered me, because there's been a lot of times where I made a lot of money. Let's say I made 20, 30, 40K in the market, and then I gave it back unnecessarily. And if I would have just withdrew something, I would have held on to the money and I would have made way more profit long term and made consistent profits long term. So Max kind of helped me with that and I have to give credit to sis, and that's probably how this whole conversation came about, was because I never really wanted to withdraw. But something I can tell everyone listening, right, is that once you actually get consistent in trading, something you should be doing is daily to weekly withdrawals. I don't care if it's $50, $100, $1,000. Discipline yourself. Like, okay, every 2 days or every week or whatever, I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to take it out of my account and put it in the bank. And that's a hard lesson that I had to learn, because I was just a guy who was like, let me just flip it, let me compound and just do a big withdrawal. Yes. But what I realized is that it's those micro, just like anything in life, it's those small, minuscule compounding 1% days, or compounding effects in your life that's going to equal to the big wins. When you're working out, you don't see the muscle growth, right? You don't see the guns, right? In like, in one day. You feel me? It's like a course of those small incremental actions, and then you get your body on point. You get your health on point by making everyday actions consciously to eat well, right? To drink your water, to eat good foods, whole foods. Same thing with trading. Like, to get your bank account to another level, you have to incrementally just withdraw every day, withdraw every week. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to hit it big and then withdraw. If you play by that game, you're going to get burned. And it was a game that I played for a long time, and I was still winning, but not as much as just withdrawing every day. So I'm gonna stop rambling about it. But I gotta give credit to Max, because
this is amazing.
I gotta give credit to her, because she's kind of the one that really beat me over the side of the head to do it. Like, I'm a Capricorn, so I'm very stubborn, and I don't like to take orders from people. And so I don't like to be told what to do. That's another reason why I'm an entrepreneur. But she really instilled it in me, like, bro, look, withdraw. You know what I'm saying? And once I start to do that more, I start to actually just become more profitable. Not really just with my trading, but in my bank account. Like, actually securing more profit from my trading, which is what everyone wants to do, right? You don't want to make a lot of money trading and it's not hitting your bank account. That's probably the worst feeling. The worst feeling, I'm telling y'all, is to make 30, 40, 50K a month and you're not withdrawing. Like, that hurts. That hurts more than not making the money. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's just about withdrawing, and having a plan to withdraw. So, that's my story, Max. You happy now?
Thank you.
Great. That was so great.
I'm
I
so
always
happy to
love
hear
when
it.
you guys get together because I always learn so much when we were in the other company and all the educators went wherever they went and it was
Right.
just you and Ryan. I learned the most. Even when Charlie came in, and I remember you, Max and Charlie did a session. I was like, it was just clicking. But when Ryan came in, it was like all these light bulbs I was like, oh, and the way you
Thank you,
guys were
Tracey.
vibing with each other and vibing off each other, giving us even more and more and more. I always felt like we got way more value than what we were paying for. And I just want to
Of
appreciate
course.
y'all because the two of you really helped me get it because I wasn't getting it with what we had.
Appreciate you, Trace. Oh, I mean, we know we get that all the time, and
Yeah.
like the responses from people, like when we just went to Atlanta, right? So it's like so many people came to us crying. I had a student come to me crying, y'all.
Crying.
Look, she was crying, y'all, and said that I changed her life. Back from our other platform, she said I've been following Max and Ryan from your other platforms. I'm still here in Epic because you have changed my trading, and she's like you've helped me so much, and she started to break down and cry, y'all.
She did.
I like and that was only one. There were a couple people, like when you see the magnitude of what we're doing and what you can do as a trader to not only help you, right? It's like master the skill set, y'all, not just for you, but for everyone around you. You don't know who you're gonna affect. Like you're gonna change generations. You feel me? You're
Yes.
gonna change your legacy. You're gonna change your generational curses that's been holding your family down for years and hundreds of years by mastering this skill set right here. You can make 50K a day. You can make 100K a day. Don't let anyone tell you that you can't. I'm here to tell you, you will. You
Come
feel me? But you
on.
have to stay consistent. You, Liz, I'm gonna stop right now. I'm about to go. You know,
I
so
love
it's
when
Look.
like,
y'all get
you know
into it
what I
because
mean? Like,
it's true. You guys are coming from a real place of your own journey and what you all were learning and what you've been through. Like y'all have been through the trenches in your own journeys. Ryan, I should probably interview you next, but I'm just saying, like, what you guys are giving back to us. I mean, I think I can speak for everybody when I say we're just so grateful because of the way that you both educate, the way that you break it down so that, like I tell Max knows I knew absolutely nothing.
None.
I feel like I was the dumbest person to ever come to
No,
Forex.
you
Really
weren't.
wow.
did it. No, I was like, this looks like an EKG chart to me. So, and what
You're
they
coming
were
from the
putting up
medical
there, I
field.
was
I
like, I don't get
can't.
it. But if it wasn't for y'all, like and I don't really know how much I know until I have to help somebody new come in my team. And I'm just really, really appreciative of the time that y'all put in. Like y'all didn't have to do it. You weren't getting paid for it back then. At
Not at
all.
all.
At
Not
all.
at all.
Not in
You know,
favors,
not
not in
not.
cash, not in promises, not
None.
nothing, and still got dragged through the mud. But look today, look where you are. So
Yeah,
we were talking about
right.
withdrawals, and this is what the question was, Ryan. The question was, how do you have to transition your mindset from starting to live off trading the money at will? And everyone that wants to be a six-figure trader, what does it take? How can you prepare for those responsibilities? And then we were talking about how do you go from trading every day to withdrawals? Like, how do you go from a paycheck to withdrawing? And that's why she brought you on.
Right. So a
You
big
know
thing
about it.
with me before I know Max probably gonna say some stuff, but for me, guys, and this is just me really giving you guys some game. All my trade profits, they're in crypto. I just reinvest everything. I don't even play.
Hold
Okay.
on that.
I don't even sit here and withdraw and pay my bills with it. You should have some stream of income that's paying your bills, whether that's your job, your hustle, whatever. You feel me? Max and myself, we're six-figure traders, approaching seven figures. Like we live well off of just trading. So that's like our bill money, right? But whatever it is for you guys, that's your bill money. Okay. Now, for me, whatever I withdraw, I'm dumping into assets. That can be a bunch of things. That can be buying a vehicle for Turo. That can be
Right.
buying real estate. That can be being cryptocurrencies, right? Like use your trading to build your investment pool. Like that's what you guys need to be doing. Don't stop thinking so small. Like I need to trade to pay the bills. You need to trade to build your assets. Like
Yes.
there's a difference. You feel me? You don't have to trade forever and ever, ever, y'all. Like trading should be at some point easy to where it's like I'm just making so much money, I can diversify and now I don't have to trade as much. Cause I'm letting y'all know that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be on a private island next year. I don't want to have to trade AUD USD every day for 2-3 hours. Okay.
I was going to ask you, is that still your number one?
That is his number.
Listen, she is only because Nadex is AUDUSD and I'm killing Nadex. But Naz is really, she's nasty and I love her. Okay. So
Naz is short
y'all
for
know
nasty.
Too much.
y'all listen. Y'all know Nasty Naz is nasty and she loves everybody. Okay. So listen, I'm for her. You feel me? She's for me. She's for everyone. You feel me? So come on board to the Naz train so we can make this bag with Naz. Between Naz and AUD, that's all I need. You hear me? That's all I need. And don't let anyone tell you that you need to trade 12, 30, 40 different pairs. Max slaughters Naz and UJ. I slaughter AU and Naz. And we make multiple six figures off that. We can easily have 4K days, 5K days just off our main pairs.
Right.
So really it's about finding what works for you and literally just scaling on that and monetize that. And again, that's why I'm kind of gonna gravitate towards teaching all of that in Nadex and everything with you guys. But that's another story. But but yeah, anything for you, Max? Anything for you,
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate
you.
Appreciate you. Ryan is too much, y'all. He too much. Like for real.
It's super fun trading with y'all though.
He is crazy.
Always. The
I don't know what you're talking about.
So reckless sometimes, but it's so much fun.
Y'all, he sold the other day, right, Tracy? So y'all gotta understand, like me and Ryan don't trade together anymore, but when we are trading, we do talk. It's weird. So one day he's trading EJ, right? Euro JPY. This is not his pair. But he's trading EJ. So he calls me, Tracy. He's like, this is why I don't do nothing but AU. He's like going on.
Oh yeah, I was pissed.
Why would you do it? Why were you even
because EJ was doing the stupidest whipsaw I've ever seen. It was just like going like I was trapped in consolidation. I'm like, this is exactly where I stick to my pairs. And like we were in a trade and everyone was, in drawdown / losing our trade. I'm like, yeah, y'all, we got to cut this. This is ridiculous. And then after I got off the session, I text Max like, I hate EJ. I don't know why I even did this. Like, this is why I lost. Like, I should have stuck to my trade plan, because she's the only person that can really understand. She knows how I trade. Like, she really knows how I trade to the T, y'all. Like, for real. So she understands my strengths and weaknesses as I do her. And we bounce ideas off each other. And that's another thing just in trading, guys. If you can find a partner, if you can find someone who can keep you accountable, right? Having that accountability partner in trading can really propel you to the next level because trading is a lonely game, guys. It is, you're a lone wolf. Okay.
It's like trading, it's like playing solitaire.
Right. So when you have a partner with you, that you can bounce ideas off, trade ideas off, and just flow with one another, it truly helps. And that's why I have to give credit to Max because I don't like to admit it, but because we kind of got together, I got better as a trader. And she's not gonna say it. Hold on. She's not gonna admit it, but she's become a better trader because of me as well, right? So it's like, it's because right, it's because we've been trading together and like we both see how we're winning in different ways, and we're like, okay, I can use that. Okay, I can use that, and we have slightly different styles, but we still pick up on things off of one another. Right. So, yeah, guys, like that's another thing.
Get you a trading partner.
Get you a trading partner.
Yeah.
Get you a trading partner.
Withdraw weekly. These are the lessons that came from Ryan today.
Big keys. Okay.
Yes. All right, Ryan, get off my interview. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Bye.
See you.
I was wondering how long you were gonna have it on. I'm like, yo, we're having a good time.
Goodbye. He knows I be playing. Ryan, I'm playing. You left for real.
He left for no, he's here. He's still here.
I'm like,
He's still here. He just took off his
You
video.
muted
He's still here.
I thought you really wanted me to leave. Okay, all right. I didn't mean to mess up your interview. I'm sorry.
He's like,
I'm
didn't
sorry.
you ask me to come here?
I know. Tracey, I was hurt.
Oh, virtual hug, baby. Virtual
Okay,
hug.
all right. I'm a big boy. I'm not gonna cry on, in front of all y'all.
Not
That's
after
too
you
light
drop all
skin.
them gems. You better not.
Of course not. Mm-mm.
Me and
All
Ryan
right.
need a TV show because the two
Y'all
of
need a
us.
podcast, a trading podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
We need to do that.
That's
A
what we need.
late night John. We'd all get in. We'd all get on that for real.
Yeah.
Right. Have Tracey and everybody talk about anything.
Anything.
Anything and
Have
everything.
David on there. Oh,
Oh my
Oh no, not David. Oh, no.
No.
He's got to be a special guest once in a while.
he called
Right.
me while we're doing this, and I'm like, I'm interviewing Max and Ryan on your Zoom right now.
He's probably like, I'm not invited.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh my.
What's up, guys?
Yo, it's all love over here. All love over here. All right, so we're well over an hour. Are there any takeaways that you want to say? Any closing remarks you want to say to everybody? Everybody stayed right here. Beautiful. The amount of information that you have shared and the transparency both of you have shared. Thank you so much, Ryan, for being available.
Mm-hmm.
No
Max
problem.
and Ryan, that's our favorite pair.
Yes, thank you guys for all of your support. I guess since I do have Ryan here, I just want you guys to know, like Ryan and I, we're like he said, amazing business partners. We're both amazing traders, but there was a personal question that I wanted to address, and because a lot of people don't understand. So I do want to talk about trading and being a parent, because Ryan and I are both parents, and how do we balance that? Like, I know a lot of you are parents and moms and dads out there wondering, like, how am I going to do this and balance kids and balance, this trading thing, and maybe you're building a business. So Ryan, from a man's perspective, you talk a little bit about that, because I'm going to answer that as well.
Sure. So being a parent, going through the phases of trading where you start out not really being consistent. Like, I'm sure all of you can relate to, you want to learn this trading stuff and you maybe have a lot of responsibilities. It's not easy to balance everything, but you're trying to study and make sure you're the best trader you can be. And that is going to take dedication, extreme dedication. Like anything else in life, if you want to be master at it, you have to put your 10,000 hours in. Okay, that's just a rule of thumb, right? You have to have 10,000 hours in whatever you want, in whatever craft you want to become a master. And when I was learning trading, I had a lot of setbacks and a lot of blowback from my spouse at the time, because I wasn't making any money, right? And I had to put food on the table, right? So it was either, hey, bro, you got to start working, or you got to quit trading, because this trading stuff's not paying the bills. And I'm here to tell y'all and be real with y'all, it really wasn't. My first couple of years was very up and down. I wasn't doing what Max told me. I wasn't withdrawing every day. I wasn't withdrawing every week, right? So I'd make money, and then guess what? The next month, lose money that I made. So now I'm net zero for 2 months. There's nothing like putting 7-8 hours a day in the market, and after 2 months, you're like, you have nothing to show for it, zero. I can't buy a loaf of bread off my trading. Okay, because I'd make 2,000-3,000, and then I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna kill it next month, and then I lose it, right? And my girl at the time saw that, right? And not just for a week, not just for a month, but for a good year. She's like, yo, bro, 2 years. She's like, okay, bro, like I'm about to leave, like, and let me tell you, it got to that, and let me tell y'all, it got to that point, okay? Like, when you get so tunnel vision on your dream, it doesn't matter who believes in y'all, right? Who believes in you? I know someone needs to hear this. Sometimes you need to be so tunnel vision because it's your vision, right? God gave you your vision. No one else can see what I could see, right? It was mine. it wasn't meant for her to see, wasn't meant for my mom to see. My mom doubted me, right? I told my mom I'm gonna be the first millionaire in the family. She laughed. She laughed. You know what? So it was so bad that she told her friend. True story, facts. She told her friend. Her friend came over and said, "Ryan, you think you're gonna be the first millionaire? You're not even working a job." I said, "Yeah, why not? Why can't I?" She's like, "Okay." She was like, "Okay, whatever you like, just like, okay, whatever you think, young man. Like, you're gonna be a millionaire, okay?" And then now, when I dish my mom 10 racks out of nowhere because I can, and whenever she needs anything, and I can just give her 5 figures, she look at me real different, y'all.
I was
Okay, she
gonna
look
say,
at
what
me.
is she
She look at
saying?
me. She look at me. Listen, she asked for money. I came out with a wad of cash like David McCovey. Like out of my car, I had like 10 bands, 20 racks just in my glove compartment, chilling. First of all, don't run up on me because I don't have it in there in my car now. But for anyone thinking they're slick,
Don't
okay.
run up on
But
me.
at the time, I had 20 racks just chilling in my car. My mom needed something. I just gave her like 3,000. She was like, "How did you have like all this money in your car? It was just sitting?" I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Oh my!" Like her mouth dropped. No, this
And
is
y'all,
coming. This is
Ryan's mom is Trinidadian, so like when
yeah.
when she speak, is real like
It's Caribbean. Y'all hear me? Like she'll still like what has the head wrap, everything, y'all. Okay, she's
Oh, she's
real
authentic.
Caribbean, and they're very traditional. Like, listen, you got to go to school, you got to get a good job, right, and you have to have a good career so you can honor our family because we're not from here, and I'm not going to allow you to be a loser.
right.
That's the way Korean parents are. You will not be a loser. These other people around can be, but you better be a doctor or something.
Right.
You better do something with your
Coach
life.
Max was just saying that about her family.
Yes.
Because I'm Trinidadian, she's her family's Jamaican, right? Where we all had that growing up, and maybe a lot of you guys can relate to that. Even if you're not Caribbean, your parents held you to that type of standard.
Yeah.
Even if they came up from the ghetto or from the slums, it's like they want you to do way better than them.
Yes.
I'm trying to tell you, my mom wanted me to do better, but she didn't freaking believe in me, and it hurt me to the point where I cried because I'm like the person who birthed me doesn't even believe in me. Who's gonna believe in me? The only person who believed in me was me and God. Do y'all hear me? And God, my own spouse didn't believe in me. She left me. But to this day, I still put on for her, and she thanks God that I stuck with my vision, y'all. Y'all feel me? 3 years later, she told me the other day, "Thank you for staying on track with your training, your vision, because I don't know where our lives would be, where our kids would be."
Come on.
Okay, my kids are going to live a different life now. My family legacy is going to be different, and the only reason I'm telling y'all this is because I trusted my vision and I kept on going. Like I didn't care. Okay, so being a single father, right? Being someone who it was against all odds. Everyone counted me out. Everyone didn't care what I was doing. I mean, like my spouse, my mom, my friends. No one was doing what I was doing. I still have friends, right, who knew me back in the day, and they're like, "Okay, go ahead with your trading stuff." I tried to put them on.
Yeah.
They're still doing the same thing they were doing 4 years ago. Okay, they're at a job, but now they're hitting me up. "Yo, bro, can I learn? I need one-on-one mentoring." No, bro, there is no one-on-one mentoring.
Back
Join
off.
that.
Get this
Back
link.
off,
Get this
bro.
link and get an Epic
I'm
University.
too
That's what you
expensive
have to
now
do
for
now.
one-on-one mentoring. There is no
Back-
one-on-one coaching with Ryan no more.
No
You better
more.
pay 20 racks off rip. Do you understand? Like, and I'm not even doing that right now. So,
Right.
like, that's where I am. It's like, yo, back office. Epic University, that Epic 3.0. You understand
Get
that?
this link.
You better hop in there, bucko. You feel me? But what I'm saying is that everyone doubted me, y'all, and I'm sure everyone is doubting you guys. Because
Yes.
trading is a game that less than 1% win at. Okay. So you have to remember no one else is going to see this but you. But I promise you stick with it. Okay. You're going to open the eyes of not only the family and loved ones around you, but your kids, your kids' kids. They're going to see you persevere where everyone else is going to doubt you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to leave a legacy that's like, yo, Ryan did the impossible. Everyone else is going about their lives doing regular stuff, and nothing wrong with that. But I want everyone to look at me, my family, and speak about like, real Ryan, he made crazy millions when everyone thought he couldn't. And he also passed on skill sets and legacy to everyone around him and impacted millions of lives while doing so. Right? Like I'm going to change the whole game, right? Like my name is going to live on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even just about the money. It's like, that's why me and Max are so passionate about Epic, because we're going to literally impact millions and millions of people at this point, right?
Yeah.
Millions of people, right? We're going to create 6, 7, 8-figure traders off of Epic. Like that has always been the goal. It's always been the goal to create y'all. That's why we say, be the signal. You feel me? Like we want to create y'all to be traders.
Correct.
So I already knew that's what I wanted to do. And I thank God every day that I believed in him. I believed in myself, because if it wasn't for me believing in myself, I wouldn't be where I'm at. And I promise you, my mom thanks me. My baby mom thanks me. Right?
Yes.
My family thanks me. My children thank me. My children's children are gonna thank me.
And
They're
we
all gonna
thank
thank
you.
me. Y'all
Right.
thank me. You feel me? We had people at the ATL event crying, thanking me. Like, but y'all don't see the 2-3 years of me crying because I didn't make one withdrawal. You feel me? Y'all like y'all weren't there for that. You feel me? Y'all weren't there when I had mad inconsistent months. Right? So people don't see that, but they see Ryan flipping accounts and going crazy, and it's all fun and games now. It's all fun and games now, but I'm trying to tell y'all, right? There's gonna be those demons that hit you. There's gonna be those down days where you're gonna want to quit. Okay, so that's why we're trying to tell y'all that, you know, I'm being real with you. Okay, and this is just coming from the heart. There's gonna be those days, so that's why I need you to reach out, have a trading accountability partner, reach out to Max, myself, or anyone around you, or someone in Epic that can lift you up, because this game is not meant for the weak, right? It's gonna pull you down. You're gonna have losing days, losing months, losing weeks. You feel me? Like it's gonna take everything out of you. Max has been through a lot just to become, and I've seen her elevate every single year, every single month, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, she's probably one of the most resilient women I've ever met. Okay, and like a lot of y'all don't know the personal stuff she's been through, and I'm pretty sure she'll tell y'all, but maybe not to the extent that I know, right? But she's elevated like crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just a normal thing. Every trader has been going through a whole bunch of crap their whole life. Like, so don't think that you're different. Don't think that, oh, you're going through a divorce. Don't think that, oh, I'm going through child support. Oh, I'm going through a move. Oh, I'm broke. Oh, I'm going through, I just lost my job. Oh, I just lost my 401k. We all are. We all been there. We're all going through that. You feel me? Don't make excuses, because this is going to pull you out of that.
That's right.
I'm trying to tell you, how bad do you want it? I tell my students that, I tell everyone that. And like, you know what I'm saying? I really thank God that I stuck with it, because like, you know, I know the whole question was, how am I a father? How am I able, you know, how was that when I was learning? And I'm trying to tell you guys that it was just about having that vision. It was just about like not even thinking about my kids, but my kids' kids, right? Thinking about my whole family and like how I'm going to support them, right? Like this market, like I told y'all, can give you 50K a day, 100K a day, 10K a day. Like, it's $1 trillion a day market. Okay, really think about that. Who can stop you? No one can stop you in this market but you. You're not dependent on me. You're not dependent on Tracey or Max to win in this game. You're dependent on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, once I realized that, I'm like, it's all on me. If it's up to me, it's meant to be. You feel me? Like, I'm gonna be the provider. I'm gonna be a winner, and I don't care how long it takes, but I'm gonna get there. And as y'all see, I've been in the game for 5, going on 6 years now, right? And it took me 3 years to hit 6 figures, right? And then after those couple years, I started to see crazy consistency, and now I'm finally like on my 5th going 6 year, about to hit 7 figures. You know, then going on to 8. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been a journey. You feel me? So stick with it, y'all. I don't care if you're a single parent. I don't care if you're going through whatever you're going through. Trading can get you out, right? Just make sure that you're tapping into the sessions, you're tapping into the training, you're studying, you're putting that chart time. You're reaching out to mentors who can help you. If that's what you need to be reaching out. Okay, like, these are all things that y'all need to be doing if you're struggling. Okay, but I don't want to keep going, sisters. I know you want to go.
That was really got my
and answer the question.
Because I already know. Thank you, Ryan. Like, this is why I brought him on here, because y'all don't know. It's been a struggle. Y'all don't know. It's been a struggle for real. Like, he literally just dropped a gem on y'all. Like, when I tell y'all I'm going through so much in my personal life and I still smile, y'all, I just be like, it's on the up and up for me. Why? Because I have a skill set. When you have a skill set, can nobody talk down to you? Can nobody come take anything from you? Can nobody take away your knowledge, family? Like, nobody.
Nope.
I was in Atlanta, y'all. I don't mean to get deep right now, but I was in Atlanta. I keep talking about Ryan. Like, I keep calling him like, oh my goodness, like, I really need to do mindset. There was a young girl, she was 19, single mom, and she asked me a question, right? We were doing an ambassador panel, and she said, Coach Max, how do you keep going when you feel like your crown is tilted?
Right. Oh yeah, I remember that.
She said, how do you keep going when your crown is? I stood up on stage. I was like, your crown. I was like, your crown, sis, you got a skill set. Are you working on your skill set? Don't let anybody make you feel like your crown is tilted. And that's male or female on this call, right? Being a mom, like my kids are a little bit younger than Ryan, like my kids. My daughter is a little bit younger than Ryan's kids, right? So I literally, y'all, from the beginning of the time she was born to now, I just kept looking at her like, I don't care how hard or how long it takes, I'm getting to the bag. I don't care how it could have took me 10 years. I still had the same energy. I never let anybody or anything tell me, just like Ryan, my parents, okay, are from Jamaica. They have this old school nurse, doctor, lawyer, engineer. Those are your options.
Those are your options.
Choose one.
That
What are you gonna do? We
like,
might
Daddy,
settle
I want
for
to be
you
a
being
police
a
officer.
teacher.
No, you're
Maybe.
going to be a doctor. you're going to be a registered nurse, a doctor, or a lawyer, son. Like, you don't get a choice.
It. Pick one. That was my family, right? So here I am, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I got married really young. I married at 22, have this baby on the way. And I'm looking at my life. I'm like, yo, this is not it. Some of y'all got to look at your life and you know this is not it. You know you're destined for more. But guess what? God is not going to help you. He's not going to bless you till you move your feet. You can't be sitting here complaining about, you know what I'm saying, your finances, and you're not in the back office studying. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're not 10 toes down. You're not in the trenches really studying this thing to get it. I hope somebody hear me. Like, I wanted this so bad. Just like Brian was telling you guys, like, you know, the things that he went through with his spouse, I went through the same thing. Y'all. I didn't care what nobody had to say, like spouse, parents, friends, everybody calling me crazy. And guess what? I was like, y'all gonna see me one day. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they see you, girl.
They see you, girl. They see you,
girl.
shining.
They see you, girl. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm not gonna tell you this is not for the weak. Some of y'all are in relationships right now, and some of y'all sleeping with the enemy. I'm just being honest. Some of y'all are sleeping with the person that's doubting you, and guess what? They need to go, because this industry, this market will pay you over and over and over if you just stick with it. If you allow the person next to you in your household to tell you that you can't, and you are trading in a negative environment, y'all, where my teacup? Girl, look, listen. Look,
I'm out of tea. Right, my water's empty. I'm done.
Listen, I'm being serious. And I need to say that's for male and female, because I have students who are going through both, right? They're either engaged, they're in a relationship, or they're married, and their spouse does not understand, or their partner does not understand this industry. They don't understand why you always on a computer, why you always on your phone, what are you doing, who are you talking to, you probably cheating on me, right? Like,
you cheating with these charts.
Look, y'all don't want me to start going there.
That's a whole nother Zoom. So they were saying, like, okay, as a mother, and somebody was saying that they did ask about spouses, and they asked as a grandparent, like, how do you do these things? Like, how do you trade? See, because most of the people on the line, they're not just trading, they're learning and trading and sharing and building while having a full-time job and a spouse and children and grands, you know, it's like, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. You really have to find your rhythm in your schedule. You have to make time for the things that are important, and trading education is one of those things. If that means you have to have less sleep, less TV time, less recreation, and you know, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You have to do this for your future.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I went through that, you guys. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. I was in a relationship, right, in a marriage, and I realized that again, when you look at your kids, if you don't look at your kids as motivation, or your grandkids, whoever, you know, whoever it is, the younger generation,
The little
you look
people
at them,
in your life.
the little people in your life, and you're like, man, like y'all cannot go through what I went through. We can't repeat this cycle. I told myself that I am going to be the one to break this generational cycle. It stops with me. It stops and it starts with me, because I'm starting a new cycle right now.
Yeah.
But it stopped with me, right? My parents did not have the wisdom or the knowledge to go to millionaire status, and that's okay. They're actually doing great right now in life. But the children aspect, we were not prepared to go to school. We were not prepared. We just wasn't ready.
Wait,
right?
Did you see Ryan's note? He said my phone died because of all the fires. So if you want to make him host again.
I'm not gonna get too deep though, guys, but I do want to say this. You know, having and being in a relationship while you're doing this, while you're learning, is not easy. I encourage everybody who is in a relationship right now, first of all, if that person is for you, they're going to need to understand, right? So we're going to have a family meeting. You're going to have to sit your kids down. You're going to have to sit down the partner, your spouse, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife. And you have to tell them, listen, there's too much documentation right now going on in this company from people that look like me and you. Okay. They killing it. They've been there already.
Yes.
Right. And so I need to spend the time. Just give me some time. Give me an hour a day. Give me 2 hours a day. Give me this time is the time I'm gonna study. This time is the time that I'm gonna go get it. Now, if that person just don't understand and they might be toxic or whatever the case might be, go to a coffee shop, y'all. Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, where they have free Wi-Fi. Go somewhere. Go to a library. Go somewhere where that you can study. Because I promise you right now, just like what Ryan was saying, like, my ex-partner, he thanks me. Thank you for what you're doing. Because if you didn't do what you did, where will our daughter be? You cannot let go of the vision because somebody else don't see it. I'm finna hop over here, girl, because they don't hear me in the back. You can't stop doing what you're doing because the next person don't see it. It wasn't their vision.
Right. He said, add me back. Ryan said, add him back. Raise your hand, Ryan.
See if you can add them.
Me?
I'm trying to click on it, yeah.
I don't see a raised hand yet.
Yeah, raise your hand, Ryan. Yeah, but it wasn't for them, y'all. So some of y'all need to have a family meeting this week. Let them know, like, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing Epic. It is what it is.
He said it's raised. I can't.
I don't see you, Ryan. I don't know why it's not coming up.
I don't see either.
We finna hop over here anyway. I want to get too deep,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I ain't got no more tea in a cup. Like, Tracey trying to make me spill all the tea.
Liquids. I mean, look, if we have to do a part 2, we'll do a part 2. Because there's so much to get into. And maybe next time we'll do a Ryan and Max, or we'll do a Ryan, Max, and David. People don't see y'all 3 together. Oh, that's a whole nother show, y'all.
That is a whole nother show. They said they want me to keep going. Y'all are just too much. This is needed.
Oh, there it is. His hand's raised. There he is.
Okay, you can try to bring him on. But now I'm just being real, y'all. I mean, I really ain't got nowhere to go. I'm just letting y'all know. They said this is Wendy Williams style right now. Wendy, this is awesome. I needed this on a Sunday, but no, seriously, you guys, like, this is real talk, and I wanted to give y'all some real talk, and I wanted to spill some tea with you guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a very up and down relationship, very up and down marriage, just like most of you may have. And you know what I'm saying? When the next person just don't see your vision, guess what? You got to keep rolling with the punches.
Right.
You got to keep going. Like, I was at a place in my life where I was like, listen, I don't even got time to explain to you what the vision is, because I gotta go get it for our daughter. I don't have time. Sometimes you don't have time to stop. Because if
That
you
was a
stop,
tough call though. I mean,
girl,
did you vacillate in your decision about that? Or did you just know from get that you weren't going to stop?
just wasn't gonna stop. I just knew. I just looked at my daughter, and her birthday is June 2nd, y'all. I promise y'all, it was like a fire lit up under me, like the day I gave birth to her. I was like in the hospital bed, and I'm looking at Lyric, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I gotta pay rent, like I gotta,
I gotta do better.
Car. Like I'm thinking about everything else but her. And when I look at my parents, when they were working, like in their working phase, that was them.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like they
Yes,
was like
indeed.
never there really, because they had to work all the time. I was just looking at my daughter like, I can't. This is not gonna be what it is for you. So I gotta go figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, like I just been trading since she was about 3 months to now.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Lyric has been on more flights than some people have been in their life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Like, and I'm just speaking to y'all about relationships because a lot of y'all really don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna make me start preaching on here. I'm trying to like, it's not easy. So don't think that this gonna be easy. You might sit here and talk to you blue in the face, and that person still won't understand your vision. You could sit there, snot running down, you crying like, we're gonna be rich. Just give me a chance, give me a couple months, just please. And they still won't get it. So don't waste your time. Just go. Run and keep running till you make it. That's it. Like, that's really all I have to say. And that's what I did.
Yes.
Period.
And
Run
now
till
look.
you make it. Not fake it till you make it. I don't know nothing about that. Run till you make it.
And now y'all babies don't want for nothing.
Period.
It's all worth it.
Exactly. Leave them if they want to be left. Whew, I felt that in my
Oh my God. Yes. Yes, Andrew.
No.
Mr. Painted PJ said leave.
Was this an interview, Tracey, or a motivational call? Jesus.
It's a whole lot of things. You know, a lot of things. Y'all gave trading techniques, tips, and all that good. I knew this was going to be good. I just knew it. I knew it.
because look, because you already know how I'm set up. I'm a Leo. See, Tracey a Leo too, so she already know.
Yes,
if you can't get with the vision, okay. Y'all ever played that game Street Fighter? And Katana have her blade, that's how I'm gonna cut you off. Just
and
like
not
that.
even
There
look
ain't
back.
no
You mean Mortal Kombat?
whatever the game is, y'all know what I'm talking about with the blade. We coming from behind the head.
Yes.
we cutting it off. We ain't even talking.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, y'all
That's
have
all right.
anything else
We'll
you want to
forgive her,
say?
y'all.
Anything? What'd you say?
I said we'll forgive her for that.
Oh, because I remember you had things to say about Leos in Vegas, Ryan.
No, I would never. Leos are the best. Right, guys? Okay, next question.
Anything else you guys want to say? We're at 2 hours.
Yeah, I'm about to hop out. They want me
to
to stay, but that's really what I had to say, you guys. Like, really on a deep personal note, like, don't allow your personal relationships to hinder you from being successful. And that's personal with spouse, partner, with family members. Don't do that. You know, exactly. If they don't see your vision, it's time for division. That sounds like a Coach Max quote.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yo, that'll be
okay.
there. That's good. Oh,
divide that so you can multiply your bag. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're in math class. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Wow, that was good. He's got a ton of them. Okay, well, everybody say thank you to Max, Coach Max and Ryan, our favorite pair. Thank you, Coach Max, for doing this. I don't think this is going to be the last one, though.
No, I don't know, y'all.
So much.
We can bring David next time. And
yeah, no, we're gonna bring David next time. Yeah,
do that. That's gonna be a really good one because they've never seen y'all three together.
Never.
Y'all not ready. Y'all are not ready. It's quite entertaining.
Everybody that was in
entertaining.
Atlanta, Tracey, they were like, oh my gosh, the three of you are like, it's like so much energy. Like,
It's the three amigos for real. Like,
yes.
Yeah,
real.
we really are. We really are.
Yes, it's beautiful. All right, well, we need to get that one on the books.
Yes.
And I'm going to end this. Any last parting words before we close this off?
Y'all get in the back office and stop playing.
That's such a
That'll
Leo
work.
thing to say.
That's it.
Work.
Stop playing
That'll
with
work. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying on. Thank you for your interactions, your questions, your attention, and your time. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Say bye.
Take care,
Ryan.
guys.
There you go.
See you.
Bye.